just the more superior boxer. I think that Teo.
You think Teo to win a fight like that would have to be a little bit more active? He seems like he likes to throw one punch at a time.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he could be athletic, but I think he would just have to be, it would have to be a method to his madness for sure. I don't think athletic would just win.
Shakur Stevenson, he's fighting Teofimo. You mentioned both of them. Who's winning this fight?
Yeah, I fought Shakur, and he's a hard guy to hit. Yeah. It looks very simple, but it's not. But I've seen Teofimo train before. He's a complete athlete.
Shakur is, again, it's like he's been there before. I watched him move in the ring, and he moves before the guy even throws his punch. You know what I mean? Like I saw him do that, and then to see him do that in live time in actual fights. There's a difference between sparring and doing what you do in sparring, and then being that comfortable in a fight. A lot of guys don't come to the ring as comfortable as Shakur is.
I think you have a masterful foot game as well, and I think that's probably what's going to be the hardest thing for him to adjust to. So how do you think he's going to adjust to that?
We all know he had problems with people that move around the ring. He wants people that stand in front of them, and he could pick them apart when you stand right there in front of him. But I plan on doing, I'm not going to say the game plan, but I plan on doing a little bit of both. I plan on moving around. I don't plan on just standing in front. I plan on doing everything that it takes to win.
Devin Haney has revealed his pick, and when a pound-for-pound rival speaks, it's not talk. It's a warning to Teofimo Lopez. With the stakes higher than ever, every strength and weakness of these fighters is under the microscope. Analysts are sounding the alarm on Teofimo Lopez. Undisciplined, less motivated, and more focused on entertaining than winning. Shakur Stevenson, on the other hand, stays patient and precise, waiting for those mistakes. Every lapse from Teo could be the opening Shakur needs. In this fight, it's not just skill that matters, it's mindset, and Shakur seems ready to capitalize.
Teofimo is more humble than Shakur. So Teofimo would feel more weight from the responsibility of trying to make the fight entertaining, whereas Shakur doesn't give a shit. In this fight, patience is key. So Shakur is willing to be more patient than Teo. And because of that, Teo may make more mistakes and Shakur may capitalize. All because Shakur doesn't care if you're bored or not. Teofimo cares if you're bored. He'd rather put on an exciting fight than even win. Where Shakur's #1 goal is to win, even if that means the fight is That's the difference.
Meanwhile, Teofimo Lopez is also confident and ready to exploit any mistake Shakur Stevenson makes, aiming to dominate him decisively. With his experience, preparation, and belief in his own abilities, Teofimo sees himself as one of the best in the ring. He's focused on seizing the perfect moment when Shakur is in front of him, fully prepared to turn the fight in his favor and prove he can overcome the odds.
Just put him in front of me and I'll beat him. Not about the odds. It's about, I guess defining them. You define the odds. Everybody's against you, great. That's when you know you're doing great. I put a thing out there. It's like, if you want to be liked in this sport, be a good boxer. You want to be loved in the sport, be the best boxer. But if you want to be hated in this sport, including the odds, be the greatest boxer.
And here comes Devin Haney, warning Teofimo Lopez about what could be the most brutal beating of his career at the hands of one of the most skilled fighters, Shakur Stevenson. Haney points out that while Teofimo is often seen as more athletic, in reality, Shakur's technical superiority could make Lopez pay dearly. He criticizes Teofimo's slow, methodical approach, throwing one punch at a time, saying it's not sharp enough to handle what Stevenson brings. Teo has a lot to lose, and Shakur is firmly on the path to victory.
I mean, that's a great fight for boxing. I'm excited to see that. Styles make fights. I think Shakur is just a more superior boxer. I think that Teo...
You think Teo to win a fight like that would have to be a little bit more active? He seems like he likes to throw one punch at a time.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he could be athletic, but I think he would just have to be, it would have to be a method to his madness for sure. I don't think athletic would just win.
Backing this view is Brian Norman Jr., who believes Teofimo Lopez isn't on the same level as Shakur Stevenson in terms of mentality, skills, or athleticism. While Shakur may seem basic at first glance, hitting him is far from easy. Teofimo might bring the showmanship and excitement to the fight, but skill-wise, Norman doubts he can handle Shakur's precision and power. He also notes that Teofimo has a tendency to drift from his game plan and has been mentally and physically bruised before. Considering these factors, Norman sees Shakur taking control and Teofimo facing a brutal defeat.
And how do you see it, Brian?
I would have to go with Shakur because of discipline. Looking at it at face value, of course, on Teofimo's side, he got all the looks to it. He got all the jazz. He got the speed, athleticism. You know, he got all the flash or whatever. But Shakur, he seems very basic, but you can't hit him. He's always one step ahead of you, and for 12 rounds, he's going to be on point. And I've seen in the past where Teofimo, sometimes he may drift off from the game plan or drift off mentally. So I believe the mental battle is where Shakur Stevenson will win this fight.
Another perspective comes from Oscar Valdez, who has previously fought Shakur Stevenson. Reflecting on his own experience, he notes that Stevenson is extremely difficult to hit or beat, and he sees a very tough challenge ahead for Teofimo Lopez. Valdez calls it a 50-50 fight, believing that each fighter brings unique skills to the ring. He emphasizes that it will be more like a strategic chess match than just brute force, and it's the unpredictability of the fight that makes it so exciting for fans.
You face Shakur Stevenson. He's fighting Teofimo. You mentioned both of them. Who's winning this fight?
Yeah, I fought Shakur, and he's a hard guy to hit. You know, it looks very simple, but it's not. But I've seen Teofimo train before. He's a complete athlete. So if I'm being very honest, man, it's a 50-50 fight. It's a stay away bet for me. I wouldn't bet either or because you never know what's gonna happen on that chess game, because that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a chess game inside that ring.
Shane Mosley also weighs in with his expert analysis, calling this matchup stylistically fascinating. He emphasizes that both fighters bring unique skills and approaches to the ring, making it a true clash of styles. The fight will come down to more than just talent or athleticism. It's about who has the will, discipline, and power to impose their strategy on the other. The fighter who can control the pace and dictate the action will likely gain the crucial edge in this high-stakes battle.
It's a style where which fighter can impose their will on the other, you know, which can impose their style on the other style. So Shakur Stevenson has a very strong style where he can sit back and pot shot you and box and stuff like that, where Teofimo can also box and is very athletic and can get from side to side and can make things difficult for you as well. So what style is going to impose on the other is what we want to see.
Shane Mosley also breaks down how the fight could unfold. He notes that the first round will be crucial for both fighters to feel each other out, while the second and third rounds will likely reveal the true pace and momentum. Mosley highlights that both Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez have the power and skill to hurt each other, making the fight highly competitive. He calls it a 50-50 matchup. The outcome will depend on who can impose their strategy and capitalize on key moments.
I think you're going to need a couple of rounds, but the first round is going to be very interesting. Maybe you see some tails, but I think maybe 2 or 3 you're going to start seeing one leave the other. Because I don't think that, well, maybe, I mean, Shakur might show some different, if he has to go after Teofimo, he might show some different type of heart that we haven't seen or different type of fighting we haven't seen. And vice versa, you know, whereas Teofimo's hitting him with different shots off the angle that is kind of giving, you know, Shakur Stevenson trouble. We'll see about that. So we just don't know.
As the discussion unfolds, Ben Whitaker joins in, highlighting the potential for this fight to be massive for boxing. He sees 2 highly skilled fighters, each bringing something unique to the ring, but he emphasizes one point. After studying Shakur Stevenson's style and his method of breaking down opponents, Whitaker leans toward Shakur dismantling Teofimo Lopez. He predicts a technical, athletic brawl that will leave Teofimo struggling to respond and completely speechless at Shakur's precision.
Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson.
I like both guys, honestly. I like both guys. Teofimo, he's funny, he's got character, but he's a great fighter. He's very athletic. He comes from awkward angles, and I do like his style, but I study boxing, I watch boxing, and I do like Shakur's style. The way he breaks his opponents down, he slows it down to his pace, he's got good distance. If you gotta pick someone, I'm going Shakur, but it's a great fight. They're both young, both in their prime, and it's the fights we need now.
Bringing his unique perspective, Showbiz the Adult compares this matchup to water versus rock. He sees Shakur Stevenson as a precise, movement-based fighter, relying on technical skill and the ability to handle pressure and power. Teofimo Lopez, on the other hand, is more versatile, with a style that is diverse rather than rigid. There's a real chance that Teofimo could overcome Shakur, with his explosive power acting like water breaking against rock, capable of shaking even a technically skilled opponent.
Water versus water here. But I feel that Teo is more water than Shakur. Am I wrong? Shakur is more technical. Teo is more water. Teo will hit his shoe. Teo will step back and do it. Teo is less rigid than Shakur. Shakur is fast, he's quick, but Shakur movements and everything, he's in the pocket, he's super technical. He's probably the most technical fighter in the world, but Teo is more fluid. Look at Teo. Look at what he does. Teo is more water than him.
Meanwhile, Shakur Stevenson knows exactly how to handle Teofimo Lopez. In a recent interview with Andre Ward, Stevenson stated that Teofimo has a lot to deal with on January 31st, and he knows him better than anyone else. While acknowledging Teofimo's athleticism, Shakur points out the basic mistakes Lopez tends to make. He plans to capitalize on those errors and expose them in the ring, showing exactly where Teofimo slips and taking full advantage of his opportunities.
No, I don't think none of these dudes is on my level when I'm at my best, so he got a lot to deal with come January 31st.
So without giving up too much, when you look at him as a professional and you see what he's done, the fights he's fought, his style, what is it about him that you are going to exploit?
I think he the truth. He do a lot of things well. I think he flashy. I think it's just some basic stuff. Where I feel like he make mistakes. I think I'm gonna capitalize off those mistakes.
What is it about you that has you, looking at a fighter that you know is the truth and then saying, I want to fight him? It seems like it should be normal if you're a fighter, right? But that stuff is dying off in the game right now. And I feel like you one of the last of the dying breed that actually want real challenges.
Yeah, I'm competitive, bro. So it's like, I want to be the best.
Revealing how he plans to face Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson even watched Teofimo's last fight from the front row. After studying him closely and spotting the basic mistakes Lopez makes, Shakur's fight plan began to take shape. He's looking forward to executing a strategy that exploits those errors in the ring. Recognized as one of the most technically skilled fighters in recent years, Stevenson aims to capitalize on Teofimo's flashy combinations, turning each misstep into an opportunity to control the fight and assert his superiority.
So when I see certain guys out there, and I seen Teo his last fight, I was there front row, and I'm like, damn, this dude is like, he like a baby Roy, like he like doing things with his hands down, flashy. I thought it was cool, so it kind of made me want to get in a ring with him and see if he could do them things against my style.
This is why Shakur Stevenson is seen as the heavy favorite in this matchup. Sean Porter highlights Stevenson's exceptional attributes, which have raised serious alarm for Teofimo Lopez. Sparring with Shakur and seeing him in real life, Porter notes how his movements, instincts, and ability to land punches before opponents even anticipate them make him extraordinary. He believes Teofimo faces a tough challenge, as Stevenson is not just athletic, but a fighter built on intuition, strategy, technique, and lightning-fast reflexes.
Shakur the most, because again, when I can look at you and not see what you see, to me that is extraordinary. Shakur is, again, it's like he's been there before. I watched him move in the ring, and he moves before the guy even throws his punch. You know what I mean? Like I saw him do that, and then to see him do that in live time in actual fights. There's a difference between sparring and doing what you do in sparring, and then being that comfortable in a fight. A lot of guys don't come to the ring as comfortable as Shakur is.
Once the headgear come off in them,
and he mean too.
Yeah.
And he mean too. You know what I mean? I think that's the best thing that Shakur got going for him is his reflexes and intuition and his instinct.
Meanwhile, leaked sparring footage of Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez has surfaced, giving fans an early look at the matchup. Showbiz The Adult breaks down the footage, highlighting moments where Teofimo used strategy to control the distance, keeping Shakur at bay. The analysis shows how Teofimo succeeded in forcing Stevenson to retreat each time he tried to close in. This adds an intriguing layer to the matchup, revealing how Teofimo could potentially disrupt Shakur's rhythm and make him unable to counter effectively.
Now watch this. Shakur is at the range Teo wants him to be right there. So Teo wants him to stay there. So he keeps the jab flicking, right? He keeps the jab flicking. Shakur doesn't really want to get hit with much. So Shakur is trying to find a way to get in. And then just doing that, see, his jab, he couldn't get a counter off. Just doing that pushes Shakur all the way back. And then Teo is able to sit there and box, shoot the jab. De Los Santos was doing something very similar, but he's not the boxer that Teo is. Feint, Shakur goes back. Then he put that arm out there for a feint. Shakur stays at the distance, right at the body. Shakur is either out of distance or right where Teo can land. This may be too much game, but it's true.
Showbiz the adult, breaking down the sparring footage, sees Teofimo Lopez gaining the upper hand against Shakur Stevenson. He believes Teofimo has a strong tool to control the distance, either keeping Stevenson at bay or forcing him into the range Teofimo wants. Showbiz calls this a key advantage, and in his view, it gives Teofimo a real chance to capitalize on opportunities and potentially defeat Shakur Stevenson.
Now look, you try to step, and you now jab right there. You take a half step back. Then he keeps him there. See? Bang, bam, body shot. So Shakur's either too far away or right where Teo wants him to be.
Meanwhile, Shakur Stevenson, alongside Roy Jones Jr., has highlighted Teofimo Lopez's key mistakes, issuing a strong warning. Stevenson already knows where Teofimo is vulnerable and plans to expose those weaknesses on fight night. He believes Teofimo will struggle to adjust to his speed, footwork, and quick movements. Stevenson is preparing a solid strategy that blends standing his ground with controlled pressure, using a mix of tactics to maximize his advantage and do everything possible to secure the win.
I think you have a masterful foot game as well, and I think that's probably what's going to be to the hardest thing for him to adjust to. So how do you think he's going to adjust to that?
We all know he had problems with people that move around the ring. He wants to stand in front of them, and he could pick them apart when you stand right there in front of him. But I plan on doing, I'm not going to say the game plan, but I plan on doing a little bit of both. I plan on doing moving around. I don't plan on just standing in front. I plan on doing everything that it takes to win.
I'm looking forward to a great night. I hope his mind is right, because if his mind is right, then y'all gonna play a good game of chess. And to see who prevails, it's gonna be awesome, because like I say, you have a great foot game. He's very innovative with what he does from the mental side of it.
While Roy Jones Jr. has highlighted that Teofimo Lopez could pose a threat if he is mentally sharp and fully motivated, he still sees Shakur Stevenson as a fighter capable of rising to the challenge. Stevenson appears fully focused on victory, planning to come out strong and precise. He aims to exploit every mistake Teofimo makes, making him pay for every claim, while still ensuring it's the toughest, most demanding fight Teofimo will face.
So I love what I see. I love these type of fights, because it's a you pick 'em type fight. That's what people want to see. You know, they want to see, will the cream rise? And you feel like you are the cream, so you're trying to challenge all of them because you want to rise. I love that. Keep that mentality. Keep doing what you're doing.
I appreciate that, Roy. Like I said, come fight night, we coming in there to make sure we come out victorious. So Teo is a hell of a fighter. I understand that, but I don't think none of these dudes is on my level when I'm at my best. So he got a lot to deal with come January 31st.
So here we are, fight fans. What do you think? Can Teofimo Lopez pull off the upset, or will Shakur Stevenson dominate and leave no room for mistakes? Drop your predictions in the comments below and let us know who you're backing on fight night. Don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications so you never miss our expert breakdowns and insider previews. This fight is one you won't want to miss, and we'll be here breaking it all down for you.